Welcome back to Elements of Chemistry. We're going to continue our discussion of dimensional analysis. Today we're going to start dealing with two-part problems or multiple conversions. We did one of these in our last video. It was a very simple one, but now we're going to start putting some more complex ones together. In dimensional analysis, you can put together long conversions in one long stream. For example, you can convert your age in years into seconds. For most people watching this video, you're probably about 16. So you can go 16 years, turn it into days, because there's 365 days in a year. You can then turn a day, 24 hours to 1 day, 60 minutes to 1 hour, 60 seconds to 1 minute. All you need is a plan to help you do these more complex problems and string them all together. So let's work through that one and just see how many seconds you were at the moment you were born 16 years later. So we would start with 16 years. And I'm going to use the train track or monorail method. So we're going to have it's going to be kind of long conversion. We can make it longer or shorter if we need to. Remember, our crossbar means to multiply. We're going to want to put years on the bottom, and years can take us to days. There's 365 days to 1 year. Now, if you've already covered significant figures, conversion factors are unlimited in their number of significant figures. For sig figs, you only look at the given. Okay, so this is going to allow me to get rid of years. Now I need to get rid of days. So days has to go to the bottom, and days can take me to hours. There's 24 hours in 1 day. Well, that worked out well. I got rid of my days now. I'm in hours. So now hours has to go on the bottom. Hours goes to minute. There's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Our hours will cross cancel. Our next factor, we want to get rid of minute and go to seconds. So there is 60 seconds in 1 minute, and our minutes will cross cancel. The only unit we have left that's not canceled out is seconds, which is what we wanted. So we know we've done this correctly. We're going to take our best friend, our calculator, and we're going to put 16. We multiply numbers on the top, so times 365. We divide by numbers on the bottom, so dividing by 1, don't really need to do that, times 24, divide by 1, times 60, divide by 1, times 60 again, and we're going to get 504576000 seconds. So 504 million seconds, approximately. Now, you normally put this in significant figures, but that's later video. Okay, here we want to convert 18 gallons of water into ounces of water. Well, I've got to use a number of conversion factors here. I know that there's 4 quarts to a gallon, 2 pints to a quart, a pint's a pound. There's an old phrase, a pint's a pound the world around. And there's 16 ounces to a pound. So let's see how we can string that one together. We put in our bar. We always start with our given. Now, questions always arise. Do you have to put a 1 underneath here? Because some people feel like if you've got a fractional something, you got to have something on the bottom. That 1 is just a placeholder. So we want to get rid of gallons. So gallons has got to go in our next spot. We have to know, where can we go? Well, gallons can take me to quarts. Quarts can take me to pints. And pints can take me to pounds. And then, oops, I'm going to have to extend this. That's okay if you have to extend it. And there's 16 ounces in 1 pound. Okay, another question that always comes up. Does it always have to be to 1 of something, like 2 pints to 1 quart? 1 pint to 1 pound, 16 ounces. No, you can have different numbers down the bottom. Depends on what your conversion is. Okay, so let's look and make sure we can cancel our units. Gallons cancel gallons, quarts cancels quarts, pints cancels pints, pounds cancels pounds, and we're left with ounces. So we did this right. So we're going to take 18 times 4 times 2. Now here we could reduce that 1 and the 1, and we can completely miss this step if we want. Times 16. That's going to give me 2,304 ounces. Okay, what about fractional units like miles per hour? Okay, remember cross-canceling can work both ways, top to bottom and bottom to top. So if we were going to put miles per, let's be consistent here, miles per hour in our dimensional analysis, we would just go miles on top, hour on the bottom. We can convert miles to any distance unit, hours by going up to any time unit. So let's look at this one here. We're going to convert 55 miles per hour into feet per second. We're going to set up our dimensional analysis bar. These just take a little bit more care. 55 miles per hour. That means we go 55 miles in 1 hour. This sometimes helps people to put the 1 in. We're going to take care of miles first. We want to go to feet. So I want to get rid of miles and go to feet. That's a conversion factor that you might have to Google. You might have a list of conversion factors. You may even know this one, that there's 5,280 feet to 1 mile. Okay, now my miles have cross-canceled and I'm in units of feet per hour. Well, I don't want feet per hour. I want feet per second. So the next thing I need to do is take care of this hour here that's on the bottom. So I'm going to put hour on top. Hour goes to minute. For every 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. So now my hour cross cancels, but it goes upward to cross cancel. I need to get rid of minute, so minute has to be on top, seconds has to go on the bottom. There's 60 seconds to every 1 minute, and now the cross canceling cancels upward. Now on these ones, it's really important to check to make sure that you have the correct units. So I tend to circle them. I have feet, it's the only one in the numerator. Seconds, the only one in the denominator. So I know I set this problem up correctly. So now it's just the math. 55 times 5,280. Now times 1, divide by 60. So I'm going to divide by 60 now. And I'm going to divide by 60 again. And remember, each time I do this operation, I just press enter on my calculator. That way I'm sure my order of operations is all going correctly. And 55 miles per hour works out to be approximately 80.67, I rounded this, feet per second. Now, if you were doing this for significant figures, you would have had 81 feet per second. Because in sig figs, you always go back to your original measured value. Okay, I want you to try this one. Convert the flow rate of 34,000 milliliters per second to liters per hour. Go ahead and pause the video while you try this and then come back when you're ready to check your work. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you did do this problem. Let's see how we're going to do on this one. So we set up our dimensional analysis. That's not straight at all, but okay. 34,000 milliliters per second. Okay, what do I want to do first? Time or volume? I'm going to do time. So let's get rid of, what do I know about seconds? There's 60 seconds in 1 minute, and there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So if we look at our canceling, seconds canceled seconds, minute canceled minute, and I'm in milliliters per hour. So I've got the hour done. Now I need to address liters. There's 1,000 milliliters in every 1 liter. So I'm going to have to put my 1,000 milliliters on the bottom, 1 liter on top, and this cancels this one. Doesn't matter how far away they are. They do not have to be side by side to cross cancel. Now, if you notice, I can even get a little sneakier. I've got 1,000 on the bottom and I've got some zeros on top. Yes, I can technically cancel out that zero, cancel out that zero, cancel out this zero, and even without a calculator, I could answer this problem very easily. Liters per hour. So cross-canceling units works for numbers and units. Or cross-canceling, I should say, works for both numbers and units. Okay, now it's your turn. Try a few of these, pause the video, and then come back and check your work and see how you did. Okay, welcome back. We're going to go days to seconds. So we're going to set up our dimensional analysis. Remember, our given always goes on the top left. The unit of our given has got to go on the bottom right. I need to take days to seconds. I can go days to hours, 24 hours in 1 day. There's 24 hours. Oops, don't need that one. I've already used it. I need to get rid of hours. I can go hours to minutes. There's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Clean it up a bit. Now I have to get rid of minutes to go to seconds. There's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Remember, it's not a mistake if you don't correct it. 17 times 24 times 60 times 60. We're going to get 1468800 seconds. That's a lot of seconds. If you were doing this with significant figures, if you've already covered significant figures, which we're going to do in the next video, 2 videos from now, this would have been 1.4 times 10 to the 6th seconds. Okay, dollars per day into dollars per year. This is a conversion you might want to do if you're budgeting. So we're going to start out drawing our conversion factor. Let's say you allow yourself $15 a day for your Starbucks junk food habit. We want to get into dollars per year. Dollars is fine to leave on top. We just need to convert day into year. So there's 365 days to 1 year. The days are going to cross cancel. 15 times 365 gives me $5,475. And I can just put that there. 80 miles per hour to feet per second. So again, we're going to start with our bar. You can use ratios. 80 miles per hour, our next ratio. We want to get to feet. So there's 5,280 feet to 1 mile. That allowed us to cancel out our miles, and we're in feet, which is what we want. So we don't want to attack that numerator anymore. We need to get hours to seconds. Well, for every 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. For every 1 minute, there's 60 seconds. Let's check what cancels. Hour cancels hour. Minute cancels minute. We're left with seconds in the denominator. So now we've got it set up correctly. We could do a little bit of canceling, or we can put the numbers in straight. But if we want to cancel some zeros, we can take that one out. We can take that one out. So we have 8 times 528. So we get 4,224 feet per second. Ooh, we made a mistake. Do you see the mistake? We still had these sixes down here. You've always got to go back and go, meh, that just didn't sound right. So go back and check your work. Remember, you can always check. So let's do this. 8 times 528, divide by 6, divide by 6. That makes more sense. It's 117.3 repeating feet per second. When you do canceling, it's really easy to miss these other ones here. That's why I did it so you could see the example. So, how'd you do? In our next video, we're going to tackle squared and cube units. They're a whole lot easier than you think they're going to be. So once again, stay curious, be kind, and stay safe out there. Have a wonderful day.